Breaking news. Court denies Nnamdi Kanu bail. But what what the judge said is more shocking than you can ever imagine. He says, Kanu, I cannot bail you. Only Buhari can give the order. What we are doing in court is called formality. Hello, my wonderful people. It's actually a shocking reality of what happened in court. By the way, court has soft pedal on the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, how they've been going about everything. I mean, they soft pedal on that ground. However, what the court said, okay, what the justice rather, or the judge now, I think that's a better way to put it. He said, Kanu, make I just tell you the true matter. I know if he release you. All this one with the coin, they can't do so. I know if he release you. Now Buhari go give the final say whether they go release you or not. Remember, the same Buhari has been met. Okay, this same Buhari has been met by the elders of Nnamdi Kanu's clan, who has come to him to say, release our son to us, please, we will handle the matter. Guess what, this same guy said blah 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 blah, and at the end of the day nothing came out of it. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Thank you. Court denies Nnamdi Kanu bail, but what the judge says was the most shocking. I cannot give you bail. Only Buhari can give the order. Justice Binta Onyoko of the Federal High Court in Abuja has refused to admit the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazo Nnamdi Kanu, to bail. The judge heard that Kanu must account for his whereabouts for years when he was first granted bail, but refused to attend court for trials after that. The court disagreed with the defendant that he escaped out of the country when he reunites with armed soldiers allegedly invaded his ancestral home in Abia State, and for that reason, feeling unsafe, he had to flee the country. The judge said, what's going on here is formality. You jumped bail. I cannot bail you again. The order has to expressly come from the presidency. Nwoko in the ruling said that the purpose of criminal investigation is to allow for the defendant to be able to defend themselves. Nwoko said since Kanu was on the bench warrant, the law allows that anywhere he is cited, he can be arrested and be brought to face the law. Rendition of the purpose of criminal investigation is to allow for the instance of the case to be benched warrant on the defendant, Kanu, sufficient to say he's a fugitive before the court, she said. More reason I cannot grant him the bail. The judge also dismissed Kanu's move to challenge the treasoning charges, uphold 7 counts on the fresh charges filed by the federal government against the IPOB leader. Kanu moved to challenge the treasoning charges upholding against him. Judge Nwoko said the federal government thought through the court of the Attorney General, through the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, has been able to establish some allegations against Kanu in courts of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 15. Counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 15 shows some allegations. The court shall proceed to try the defendant Kanu on these counts, she ruled. After the review of the 15 counts, she heard that about 8 of the counts appears to be similar and does not disclose the actions for those very said cases. Well, Kanu has been denied bail. Yeah, and the judge was very real to tell Nigerians exactly what it is. He said, guys, see, okay, first of all, I cannot release you. Yeah, let's not get it twisted. If there's going to be a release for you, it's going to come on a presidential pardon or guy or grant or so. I cannot go ahead and release you. I can't. I'm not going to go ahead and release you. Okay? If you want to say release, then we need to begin to look at maybe president coming from the presidency and what have you. And with what it stands now, we don't think the presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari, yeah, will be doing anything of such. President Muhammadu Buhari, as you see, he once promised the people. He once said, he was going to look into Kanu's case. Later, he said he will allow the judiciary take a full course. Later, he said, this and that. So the man has really been unstable and untrue with regards to Nnamdi Kanu's statement or his case, as the case may be. But he's very quick to give the repentant bandit pardon, okay, integrate them into society after 3 months. Yeah, give them job to become security personnel, soldiers, army, and what have you. Hence, you can see their perspective and how they perceive, and the military is rightly now more driven by religious inclination rather than the constitution that governs the country. So much so that so the Nigerian police was with all that happened to our very own dear girl, rest in peace, and we pray that her gentle soul rest in peace. Who was leashed, a Shehu Shagari student named Deborah. What happened to her? Guess what followed? President Muhammadu Buhari, the soldier said, yeah, she got what she deserved. That she cannot say that about the prophet and get away with it. That was what he said. And that's supposed to be security personnel who is supposed to be, very liberal, open-minded, and unopinionated because of, the sensitive nature of the job he occupies and, and where he stands. So these are parts of the things ongoing and why every one of us must take this rather very seriously and refuse to be, and refuse to allow some things to happen, especially in this country. So the judge statement really shocked everybody. He said, you know what, I cannot release you because when I first did, you jumped bail. Yeah. The next thing that happened is that for you to be given this very bail you're seeking, it has to come from the presidency. Only President Muhammadu Buhari can truly grant you this bail. And yet, so there's this back and forth thing ongoing with regards to the whole Kanu's case. There's this back and forth thing ongoing. You're saying to Kanu that let the judiciary take its place, take its course. The same time, you're coming back again to say, it ought to be this, it ought to be that. Where exactly are we standing in the scene of all this? So that's where the question lies. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe. Have a lovely and a fantastic day. Don't forget you have a voice. Bye for now.